Good morning, cubies and newbies. I am Sunshine, and I'm the creator of the ABCube method for solving Rubik's Cube. It's brand new. Well, it's not brand new. I published in 2020, so it's 3 years new. And it can all be done with Formula A and Formula B. No algorithms to memorize, no learning the cube language. You just pick up your cube, and these two formulas will solve the cube for you. Good morning. Oops, I've got some pop-ups. Go away. Go away. Come back. Go away. Okay. ABCube method. Let me find a solve cube to show you from. My cubes are scrambled. Okay, Formula A. Look at the front of the cube as if it were a spreadsheet with columns and rows. And all of the movements are done are one of those rows and either one or two of those columns. Formula A is bottom row right column. And what that does, 6 of them will go back to start, but one of them switches these two around. 2 of them switches them back but has them twisted, and there's collateral damage. 3, and my centers are back, my edges are back. 4, 5, 6. Now what makes this useful is you can move the top row so that you can work on multiple corners during your six pattern. So Formula A is used to bring a cube. I can talk. It's early. From the bottom to the top, or from somewhere else to the top. So A brings a color to the top row, and if you use the outside column, if you use the bottom and the outside right the column, it does corners. If you use the middle one, out, down, in, up, then it gives you boxes. Again, out, down, in, up. 3 times will get you to solve. If you flip it upside down, I did the inverse of it. And Formula B is the top row and 2 columns. And if the 2 columns are the outside columns, then you make these corners around. There's twice, 3 times back to solve, back to begin. It's only back to solve if it was solved to begin with. But if you do an outside and inner column for Formula B, then instead of working on corners, it works on edges. These 3 edges. And it doesn't move, you'll notice that it doesn't move anything else in the cube. It only moves the 3 pieces that you want to. Now you know that this piece is incorrect because it's the one you're applying it to. The place that is wherever that's going to end up in is also correct. And the 3rd piece, we don't have to worry about. It takes care of itself. So up, down. So you take an incorrect piece, put it where it belongs to displant another incorrect piece. And that's Formula B. If you apply Formula B to inner columns, I only have this big cube, I'm sorry. If you apply Formula B to inner columns, then you get centers that move. For example, let me pick a piece at random here. Let's pretend this cubie is wrong and I want it to go on top. Okay. First I line up so that it's going to land in an incorrect spot, so I'm not displacing a good thing. Then I move up, rotate the top so that this ends up in a different column, and that's my 2nd column up. Reverse, down, reverse, down. So for everything that you're doing, Formula A is just 4 moves. Formula B does everything else. It always moves always moves 3 pieces around. It looks like there's two here, but the third piece it's because two of the pieces we're moving are orange. So you can't tell that something else goes, but let me show you, demonstrate. I'm going to bring this piece down, and you'll know, see if so. Up, down, it came off, it fell off, I can't demonstrate. Sorry, it goes up, 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 down, down. I was going to show you that it landed over here instead of there, but that was ineffectual. So, formula B, outside columns moves corners, outside and inside moves edges, and two inside moves centers. But that's all you need to do. Formula A and Formula B, you don't have to. The algorithms that everybody doesn't like are the parity algorithms, where it looks like where there's two pieces. They'll tell you there's two pieces that need to be flipped. This one needs to be here, and this one needs to be there. Well, that's false. Because of the mathematics of the cube, there are never three pieces out of place. There are never two pieces out of place. There's always three. If you only see two, the piece that you don't see is the piece that you don't see. It's literally the column. It's the slice that those two parities that the two cubes are on. One of those two cubes, one or both of those cubes are on, is 1/4 turn off. So if you turn that 1/4 turn, then you no longer have two edges that are out of place. You'll have one that's correct and three that are out of place, and those three you can solve by using either your algorithm or my formula B. So a parity can be undone with a single quarter turn. You don't have to memorize any parity algorithms or any algorithms at all. And because A and B are mathematical zeros, where there's a left, there's a right, where there's an up, there's a down. So it only moves the pieces you want to be moving. It doesn't mess up anything else. So it doesn't matter whether you're picking up the last piece to do, or the first starting out. It's still just A and B. So. Hi, good morning. If you just joined me, I'm Sunshine. I created the ABCube method on Monday. I did the corners, made the corners correct to each other. So on a 2x2, that's all there is to do. So that's solved. But on every other cube, that dictates for me, those corners are correct to each other. So that dictates what color each face is going to be based on the corners. When back in the olden days, we used the absolute center to do that because the center didn't move. When we graduated to a 4x4 and we could not see the absolute center, that became no longer necessary, but it's still the standard. So in this one, the corners dictate what color each side is going to be. And you'll notice my 8 corners are correct to each other because I did that yesterday. In doing that, I was training my eyes to look for yellow and white. And so we're going to keep looking for yellow and white. So I just demonstrated that formula B, if you do an outside column and an inner column, is going to work on edges. So the next step that we're going to do, since the corner's done, the next step we're going to do is edges. So we hold the cube so that yellow and white are left and right. We rotate the cube until we find, keeping yellow and white left and right, until we find a yellow or white piece in the middle area that we can move. Okay, we just found, here's a white. It's in front, we want it to be on top, so we flip the cube. Yellow and white are still left and right in one way or the other. So this is the cube we're QB we're going to be working on. And formula B is going to move it to the side. So we bring the corners together to match the front color. It already is. And it's going in the white direction, so that's this side, not this side. And we begin by moving it. So here's my my 2 columns are, I'm applying it to this cube. So the 2 columns are where it wants to end up, which is here, and where it begins, which is here. So my 2 columns are this one and this one. If I wanted it to go this way, it would be this one and this one. but I don't want to put the white onto the yellow side. I want to put it onto the white side. So these are the two columns. This is the row. First thing I do is move it away from the action so that it doesn't get lost over here. First up, back, second up, reverse, down, and that is placed. Here's another one, and you'll notice that I didn't look for the edge pieces that are similar and put them together to solve later. That seems to me to be an extra step. I just find a piece that's incorrect, match it to the corners, throw it in the direction it wants to be, up, up, down, down, and there it is. Here's another one. Okay. Hi Doug, hope you're having a good day. Yellow or white or left and right. I find a yellow or white in the middle, bring the corners to match the front, determine which direction it's going, move it away, first up, back, second up, away, down, back, second down. Sometimes I will skip the second down, but I try to do it just so that my muscle memory is consistent. But when I'm rotating these cubes freely to find them to move outside, it doesn't matter if I miss that. But later on it will, so I try to be consistent. So corners match the front, it's going in the yellow direction, away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Doug has ordered a 3x9, and I'm sure he will tell me when it comes in the mail so we can play with that one. Because this formula literally works on every n by n cube. Every n by n by n cube. With just formula A, and then formula B moves 3 pieces around until you don't need to anymore. Just find a piece, throw it in its direction, find another piece. Here's a white with a red, bring the corners to match the front. It's going in the white direction. So away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Here's another white. That's on the front. I want it to be on top, so I flip it. Yellow and white are still left and right. Corners match the front. It's going in the white direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. I keep going for as long as there is a yellow or a white somewhere here in the middle. Corners to match the front. It's going in the white direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Bring the corners to match the front. Yellow and white are still left and right. It's going in the white direction, so away, up. Oh, you did! Oh, you did. Okay. That is awesome. I would love to play with it with you, but I can't do that today. I've got a doctor's appointment that I'm going to need to go to as soon as I'm through with my stream here. So I've only got another 10 minutes before I have to go. So I would love to play with it. I'm sure that you can solve it by yourself. But if you want to, I would love to play with it with you. Maybe tomorrow, depending on your schedule. All right, so yellow and white are left and right. That's so exciting. I'm sure you have, yeah. Did you solve it? Did you come up with your own method, or did ABCube method help you at all? Oh, come on, tell me I'm useful. Away, up. Trying out different methods that you came up with. That's awesome. Yeah. And of course, intuit as much as you can do on your own, everybody. But then when you need this works. This is a beginner's method. Doug, of course, is not a beginner. Up, up, down, down. Corners match the front. It's going in this direction. So do you like it? Is it fun to play with? It's one of my favorites. Did you and also did you get the one with the split yellows and whites, or the one that does not have split yellows and whites? Okay, yellow and white are left and right. Looking for yellow and white, it's not finding. Here's one. Okay, without the split. Okay, so you have this one. Okay, corners match the front, and it's going in the blue direction, the yellow direction. Away up, in, up, away down, in, down. One more. Here's yellow. On top, yellow and white are left and right. Corners match the front, and it's going in the yellow direction. Up, up, down, down. Okay. Flip the cube. So colors on top. Yellow and white are left and right. Corners match the front, and it's going in this direction. Up, up, down, down. No more edges can be placed. And so I look to see if they're solved. They are either solved or some of them are in the wrong place. If something's in the wrong place, I just throw a garbage piece into that spot, which will displace it where I can work on it from the middle. And then I place that. So the opposite edges are done on here. Let's do that for this one. And yellow and white are left and right. Find something in the middle that has those colors. Yellow, match the corners to the front color. It's going the yellow direction. So away, first up, back, second up, away, down, back, second down. First up is where you want it to land, second up is where it began. Flip the cube, yellow and white are still left and right. Corners match the front. It's going in the yellow direction, so away, up, up, down, down. Flip the cube, yellow and white are still left and right. Corners match the front. Determine its direction and move away. Up, up, down, down. Another one. Flip the cube. Corners match the front. Determine its direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Okay. Any more? Here's one. Flip the cube. Corners match the front. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. And so no more yellows in the middle. So I look to see if they're right. These ones are correct. This one has one that's incorrect. So I can I can apply Formula B to this and displace this into the middle and then place it correctly. But my first step of doing the side edges is to displace one of my yellows. So I'm going to let this yellow be the one I'm displacing and save myself a step. So white is complete. White goes down. I'm going to displace my yellow into this spot because this is not correct. Up, up, down, down. White stays on the bottom for the rest of the solve, rest of the cube, rest of the cage. I look on top for I'm ignoring everything but the one cube I'm working with. So I'm ignoring everything that has yellow on it and finding the one cube that does not have yellow. I rotate the cube until the corners match the front. Oh, before I do this, I'm going to set my center because I can. If I don't, I can do it later with my Formula A. And if I have an even number cube, I can't do that right now anyway, but if I can, I do. So now, rotate the cube until the corner matches the front. It's going in the green direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Gives me another piece to work on back here. Okay, corners match the front color. It's going in the green direction. Up, up, down, down. And my yellow made it back to the top. Okay, it either when it makes it back to the top, I check the sides to see it's at the top. Check the sides to see if they're correct. This one is, this one is, this one's not, this one's not. So I'm going to displace one of the not correct with a yellow that is also not correct. So I'm going to displace my yellow again. Up, up, down, down. Okay, looking for what's not yellow. Corners match the front. It's going in the blue direction. Away, up, in, up, away, down, in, down. Yay! Keep going. Okay. Find the cube that does not have yellow. Make the corners match the front. It's going in the red direction. Up, up, down, down. And my yellow found its way back to the top again. So I check the sides. This one's correct, this is correct, this is correct, this is correct. These are correctly placed, but they need to be flipped. And I've demonstrated, okay, that I can, if these two cube, Formula B moves these at 3 pieces around. So it will also, if it flips this piece, it will flip this piece as well. I can rotate my cube until those are in the correct place, but that can get confusing if you're a beginner. So I'm just going to flip these 2 pieces and then these 2 pieces. So slide up, slide up, slide down, and then this piece went to the back. Let's bring it to the front, top. And then I'm going to place it correctly. Up, up, down, down. Set the top again, and these 2 switched. Now I'm going to flip these 2. Up, up, down, down, up, up, down, down, and there you have it! Yay! And it's the same, done the same with every, again, no matter how big your cube is, you're still just doing Formula A and Formula B. The larger the cubes are, it's just more of the same, and the smaller the cubes are, you're just skipping steps. So if you can, when I teach someone, I always start with a 5x5 or the 5, 4, 3, 2 together. Could do it just once, but use 2 setup moves first, then undo. Yes, you could do it just once, but you have to do that setup move. But for beginners, that can get confusing. So that's why I did it 2 moves. But yes, you can do it once. Also, what I like to do instead, just because I like working with the diagonals, I do the super flip move, which flips these 2 and these 2. So when these 2 need to be flipped, I do the super cube move, and then I have diagonals that need to be flipped, and so I just do that one. But that's almost as many moves, but it's more fun for me than doing the setup and then doing it and then having to see where to undo the setup. So yes, you can do that. You can absolutely intuit and make any shortcuts you want, but this is for, excuse me. When I teach beginners, it'll take me 1.5 hours to 2 hours to teach a beginner to solve every size cube, because they're not intimidated by the larger cubes. Because I didn't start off teaching them. I started off teaching the 3x3 and then said, now let's move to the 4x4. And people would say, no, the 3's the original. I'm just wanting to learn the 3. I'm sure the 4x4 is much harder. Like, no, you already know it. You already know it all. But I had to break through that the emotional wall, that intellectual wall. So that's why I start with the 5 now. because nothing is more complex than the 5. It's just more of the same. And like I said, everything shorter is just meant skipping steps. So, you guys, thank you for spending your morning with me. I appreciate it. Bring me your non-cubing friends, and we can play. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I've got to go to a doctor's appointment, so I need to sign off. So, I will be back here tomorrow, and I'm also here on Saturday mornings as well. So that's more of a play day because people are not at work. All right. Bye, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.